Hello. Let's learn something about these computers, shall we? Let's find out what they're like, what all these wires and things are, and what we should call all these things. Let's go. Okay, so here's just a standard computer. We've got some stuff that you're probably very familiar with and maybe some stuff you're not. We've got a keyboard there. This is called a QWERTY layout keyboard because the keys say QWERTY right here. That isn't the only keyboard layout there are. There's lots of different keyboard layouts. We've got a mouse. This is a 2-button mouse that has a button in the middle. There's also a roller. This is a laser mouse. We've got some speakers back here. Stereo speakers, power and volume control. And we have a monitor. This monitor has a pretty high resolution. It's 1280 pixels across by 1024 pixels up and down. It has over 1 million picture elements, and each picture element has 3 colors, red, green, and blue. We'll turn this computer on in a little bit. Actually, why don't we turn that one on over there. Now let's look around back here. We've got a lot of cables and stuff back here, so we're going to kind of look and see what all this stuff is here. And the first thing we're going to do is see if we got any blinking lights or anything on there. And we actually do. You can see right here, this is the network cable. This is the cable that connects this computer to the computer network, and the computer network is connected to the internet. So we have 2 little lights there, and that indicates that everything is connected and everything is working properly. We've got another little light over here. This light shows us that the power is on, and again, that everything's working correctly. You can see that there's another little light there. All right. And we also have a little slot here. This slot would be to put in an extra something onto this computer. For example, maybe we wanted to have a really great video games to look really great. We could put in a sound card, not a sound card, a video card, and that video card would go inside the computer in that slot, and it would make the computer just go really, really fast. The images go really fast. All right, let's unplug some of this stuff so we can see what's going on here. I'm just going to start unplugging stuff, and then we'll talk a little bit about what all this stuff is here. And actually, you know, we could open this computer up and look and see what's inside of it. Why don't we do that? I'm going to unplug this cable here also. And look, I can take the monitor off now. All right, so we're going to lift off this monitor. Maybe we should get this out of the way first. Lift off this monitor. There we go. And then here's our computer. Sometimes this is called the tower if it was standing upright, so I have to be very careful with this. If it was standing upright like this, like sideways, we might call it a tower computer. This is actually a pretty good computer. It's made by a company called Lenovo, which used to be a company called IBM, and you can still see there's a little icon there for IBM, International Business Machines. They were one of the first and best computer makers. Now to open up this case, there's a button there, and there's a button there. But before we do that, we should look right here and see what we've got. We have a DVD ROM player CD rewriter. So we could actually record something on a CD if we had the right program. And on the front here we've got a serial number, and every computer has its own serial number. So if you buy a computer, then you can always write down the serial number, and if it gets stolen, then you'll be able to report that. On the front we've got some different ports. A port is where something goes in, just like a port is where ships go in. This one is the headphone port. That's for the sound coming out. This is a microphone port, and a number of years ago it was standardized that green, the light green, would stand for sound coming out for the headphones or the speakers, and the pink would stand for the microphone sound going in. Then right next to that we have two what are called USB or Universal Serial Bus ports. So you plug in USB cords here or here, and there's the little symbol. It's got like a circle with an arrow and something coming up and something coming down with a circle and a square. All right, let's look around the rest of this thing. Over on this side, we've got a sticker. It says Windows XP Professional. Proof of license, certificate of authenticity Microsoft. And then there's a little tag right down here, which is, looks like it's cdw.com. That's a 800-800-4239. That's probably the company that sold these to the school. All right, let's look on the back and see what we can find. We've got another serial number just here, and another serial number right there. And let's see what kind of ports we have. Well, this port is the power port. This is for alternating current. This is normal in the USA. It's got three little prongs there, two for the electricity and one for the grounding. That prevents shocks. Then you can see we've got a green port that is for the sound coming out, and so this circle is meant to represent that the sound is coming out of this part. Okay, so that would be like speakers or headphones. This one is sound coming in. Now this might not necessarily be a microphone because it's not the pink one. Okay, right over here we have 4 ports that are USB ports, so we could actually plug 4 different devices in here. And then this symbol right here means network. So this is where the network cable was plugged in just a few minutes ago. Over here, this one is for the monitor. It's always blue. It's got 15 little holes, and there are spaces for screws, so if the monitor plug can be screwed on there. This is the printer port, which is not used very much anymore. And down here, this is a serial port, and those are often not used very much anymore. And finally, we have 2 more USB ports over here. If we look inside, we can see there's a fan in there, and we already mentioned that we have an expansion port, which we can put something inside this computer. Nothing on that side. Let's look on the underneath. Okay, underneath we've got a tag. Let's see what this tag says. You can learn a lot about a computer just by looking around on it. So this is a Lenovo computer, and we have the model number is DRU, serial number, manufacturer date. Okay, it looks like it was put together in Mexico, and we have all sorts of different symbols about what's inside there and what rules were used to build this computer. Okay, so that is looking at this thing from the outside. In the next video, we'll look at things from the inside.